I rode to the end of the road in curiosity, to end up under the clear moon's last quarter in Down End, at King George V's Park. The way back felt frosty. I rode into the cold to meet my bubble friend from a high point where there's a panoramic view. We think we saw Mars and Jupiter, Earth's either bookend. At the bike shop, their door has a COVID screen to speak through, and a fab bike bell on handlebars to ring for service. Reassuring and nice touches from an indie venue. Outside turning my wheels, the sunset paints the sky's canvas. Arriving home, the colour wheel turns oranges to blues, and the moon shines brightly, all light shows from the universe. Outside the Maypole pub, which due to lockdown serves no booze, a permanent Maypole's waiting till next spring to be used. I can't resist cycling round it, the little things amuse. I rode to the weir in Saltford Loch, where I mused on Emily Bronte's poems while drinking my coffee. When I looked up, the hills were cloaked in misty light, diffused. On the first day of Christmas, Santa cycled to see me. He rang his bike bell, came in and rested by the fire. Told me, cycling's a great way to make a delivery. On the empty plinth, Darth Vader strikes his pose from Empire. Bristolian David Prowse played Darth. He died this week. Riding like on a speeder bike, I went to admire. Cycling in my waterproofs in weather wet and bleak, down a lane I stopped by a gate to Bocco's football field. They're named like the Argentine team that had a winning streak. On my freshly fixed folding bike, a new place was revealed. Magpie Bottom Nature Reserve links Hanham to Kingswood. Magpies in trees, ducks in the brook, and through the mud I wheeled. 4 boxes on my bike trailer loaded with my childhood. 90 pairs of Star Wars legs pedalled not so far away. Except my Princess Leia figures, I've kept them for good. From a cycling path I turned onto Roman Way, saw a small green postbox near the old Hanham Hall, marked for Santa, North Pole. I'll keep an eye out for his sleigh. In evolution, human roots link the Neanderthal to the early modern human, like local cheddar man. In his time, Brit cyclists could have pedalled freely to Europe, continental. At a supermarket, whose car park's bigger than the whole store, I'm still impressed they have included 7 sheltered Sheffield bike stands in their site plan. Former Boy Scouts, barely men, who fought when countries feuded, in World War I, have a small memorial in Down End. Their names and their scoutmasters mark when their lives concluded. Over my door's horizon is the rainbow's end. After a drop of grey rain, a bright window of weather. Cycling in December, watching the colours blend. In freezing drizzle, I rode to Corn Street's corner, where words by Coleridge, Wordsworth, Southey and Lamb were set free by Joseph Cottle the publisher. superglue old bike sprockets by Shimano and SRAM to make a Christmas cog tree, backlit by a rear bike light, and mount it on a log for an upcycled cassette jam. Where the rivers Avon and Boyd meet, there's a picnic site. A passing steam train blew its whistle at the crescent moon, while I read Sylvia Plath, then pedalled home in twilight. I watched winter solstice arrive in the late afternoon, the moon headed west, waving the sun below a hill, and I failed to outride a cold Occidental monsoon.